the power of judgment over the black woman. Who has the authority to judge her? Let's get into it. You're listening to Lazarus Erect on WBMG Online Radio. Whether you're Christian, Muslim, Jew, Hebrew Israelite, or African conscious, this station is for you. It's dedicated to our great kings and our virtuous queens. Thank you for stopping by. The title of this video is The Power of Judgment over the Black Woman. Who has the authority to judge her? One of the most famous stories in the Bible is about the woman caught in adultery and brought before Jesus for stoning. In our community, as a black man, I see a lot of this. All over the internet, all in conversation, churches, everywhere in our communities, our women are being judged for being whores and thoughts, prostitutes. But where are the men that make it possible for these women to live that lifestyle? All over the internet, you'll see posts that say, video after video that say, don't date single mothers. How did they become single mothers? How did they make the babies without men? And where are the men who helped them make these babies? Are we, as black men, going to be responsible for mishandling, misjudging, misrepresenting, and not protecting our women the way the men did in this Bible story, where they brought a woman before the master for judgment and the men hid? The actual men that made it possible for her to commit adultery was not brought forward. They just brought her and made an accusation. Are we just as guilty, gentlemen, for making accusations against black women while we hide in safety? How will God respond to us? Will God ask us the question, those of you who have no sin, cast the first stone? Are we casting lots of stones at our black women and hiding our hands after we laid down with her, after we've made babies with her, after we were less than men and didn't handle our responsibilities and left her and those children? And now all of a sudden we say, don't date single mothers. She wasn't a single mother before somebody laid down with her. Are we going to be guilty when we're asked which of us have no sin? This is not to say that our women shouldn't be held to a standard. I think judgment is good. I think we do have the ability to judge when we ourselves are in good standing with the judgment that we're applying to someone else. Remember that the same judgment that we put on other people will be mirrored back to us in the same amount. So when we say that our women are whores and thoughts and prostitutes, are we saying that about ourselves as well? Our women are our ability to create our nation. Our women is our ability to create the gods and the prophets. They all come from our women. The prophets and the demons, they all are born through our women. What are we doing? What are we creating? And what is our responsibility to our women? To just say, don't date them, don't help them, don't love them. I'm not saying that all these women are perfect, but there are some women who are single mothers for good reason. You can't just say never date a single mother. Never ever date a single mother. As if there are not qualified women out here who deserve to have a good man. Now, I'm not one of those people that want to broad stroke something and say every single mother is good or every single mother is bad. I will say every single mother deserves opportunity to have a good man, or to have a second chance, or to have an opportunity to grow from whatever position she started at. Maybe she was immature and young and she's grown and she's learned. Do her children then not deserve to have a man mentor them, love them, and protect them? Because they're going to be men. Is it just good enough to let those men become criminals? Or should someone intervene to try to love them and help them? What does it say about our Christian communities or our enlightened communities, our Hebrew Israelite communities, our Muslim communities, our African conscious communities? Can we actually be conscious? Is it possible to be born again and know that there are men, children out there that will be men, that need men, and we turn our back on them simply because we don't want to date single mothers? I don't know where most of you guys live, what cities or what towns, but most black women have children. I don't know what town you live in where you're gonna find top-end black women with no children by the time they get 25. I don't know any of those communities. Most young ladies, by the time they're 25, they have children. Most of them, by the time they're 20, they have children. So I don't know. All I can say is this, gentlemen. I love black women. It's our responsibility to somehow not throw them away and just judge them and say, stone them. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I know they're not perfect and I'm not perfect either. Maybe some of you other guys are perfect and you just, you got it going on to the point that you don't have to worry about black women, or maybe they're too far below your standard. But here's what it is. At the end of the day, when God asked the question, what did you do when it came to judging our women? Did you judge them and throw them away, even though you were in the same condition they're in? Even though you were just as adulterous as them? You were the same whoremonger that they were. The only difference is they get stuck with having the baby and you can run off. That's the luxury men have. We don't get pregnant. But don't think for a second that we can abuse our women and there's not going to be a price to pay. God would not be just if there was no price to pay. God is a just God, and you can believe that if we abuse our women and judge them poorly, there will be a price for it. There will be a price for it. We must understand that our ability to judge our women is our right to judge our women, but we better be judging them properly. We better be judging them by the right standard, the true standard by which God told us to judge and honor and respect our women. And if we don't do that, gentlemen, we're going to have a tough road to hoe, and there's going to be hell to pay. I understand exactly what all you guys are saying. Our women have done some really bad stuff, but so have we. Our women are so far below the standard in some areas, but so are we. And at what point do we stop complaining about how bad our women are and start stepping up to see what we can do to make it better? Because the only way we're going to stop criminality and single women with no fathers or mentors to raise their children, somebody's got to get in there and step up, or we're just creating more criminals. Do you think this is not by design? This is by design. Our women need our help. Some of them are totally ignorant, but we can't leave them that way. Some of our men are totally ignorant, but we can't leave them that way. We cannot allow our women to just be judged to death. Ladies, it's your responsibility as well to make sure that you're living your life at a higher standard, because God is watching all of us, because you do need help with your children. You do need men in your life. You do deserve a second opportunity or a second chance to have a man. And guess what? There are good men out here. You must put yourself in a position to have a good husband by being a good wife, by being what men are looking for, being a submissive wife, being a feminine woman, doing all the things that it takes to keep a man happy and satisfied, and he will love you and work for you and take care of your children. We can't turn our homes into a battle royal and think that we're going to be successful in life. We're not. We're going to destroy our homes, destroy our people, and destroy our children. We must work together to solve this problem. It's a big problem, but it's not an impossible problem. It takes both the man and the woman to work together. Ladies, we love y'all. Work with us. Work with the men. Men, love your wives. Love the women as we're commanded to do. We're commanded to love. And love we should and shall, or God will hold us all accountable. And our people are going to fail for a lack of knowledge that we claim we have. But we can't even communicate with each other, and our children are going to suffer the worst because we are ignorant adults who would rather play games and argue back and forth rather than just submit to each other and grow and learn and love and be. And that's the truth of it. We have to be. And we have to be together. This is what God requires of us. This is what our job is. And women, your job is to be submissive and feminine for your men. And men, it is our job to protect our families, our women, and our children. And we should find a way to do that. I love all y'all. I love my great kings. I love my virtuous queens. Let's see if we can't work this out. God bless y'all. I love y'all. Peace.